Day three. Day three sober, man. No weed, no nicotine, no alcohol, no none of that, man. Just straight water. You know what I'm saying? Straight water, good food, good eats. You know what I'm saying? We detoxing today, baby. We detoxing hard. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, sometimes you gotta let go to level up. You feel me? If anybody, and I really hope to all my weed smokers out there. Now, everybody can't be Wiz Khalifa. Now, what do I mean? Some of us can't smoke and stay on top about shit, right? That's just the reality of it. It ain't nothing wrong with coming to terms with your reality. If you feel like, or you got like a gut feeling like, maybe I should stop doing this, that's your instincts telling you that maybe, and God telling you that maybe it's time for a new, right? For me, I've been smoking weed since I was 10 years old, right? I got 20 years, I hit my first blunt at 10, I caught my first bag at 13, rolled my first blunt at 14, right? So I got some skin in the game. But I'm not 100% me when I smoke. You know what I'm saying? I experienced a lot of negative self-talk, right? A lot of paranoia. When it first started happening, no, it was bliss, man. It was fucking bliss. Man, I started over. All right, guys, this video is going to get personal. I wanted to make this video because I'm in a transition of life right now, right? I'm leaving the state at the end of the year, and in order for me to be the best version of myself when I move, it's going to take everything. In this video, man, we're going to be talking about why I'll never do any more recreational drugs and why I stopped smoking weed. Let's get into it. Let's start from the beginning. At 10 years old, I was introduced to weed. And I hit my first blunt at 10. And the euphoric feeling that I got, it wasn't even really recognizable, right? Because most of the times you don't really know until, even if it's your first experience, depending on who you are, you might know, you might not. But for me, I didn't even know I was high. I just knew that I was hungry. I was like, man, I'm so hungry. And everything is like extra funny, right? But I didn't recognize as a 10-year-old, you know what I'm saying, that maybe this was the feeling, right? Fast forward a few years, right? I'm 13 years old, right? Now I'm born in 1995, right? So you do the math in terms of recreational use and legalization. Copping any sort of weed around that time was crazy work, dog. It was just crazy work. It's what it is, right? And I bought my first bag, but I didn't know how to roll. So I would often get my friends or like my cousin to roll for me because I didn't know what I was doing, right? Then at 14, I was like, you know what? I'm going to figure this shit out. Literally for my 14th birthday, I sat down and I taught myself how to roll up. Once I did that, it just became an everyday thing. It became a norm in my life. If I didn't smoke weed, my day was off. I would have hard times eating, hard times falling asleep. The usual withdrawals that come with weed. But what it did to my mind was so much worse. Because I would have, man, when I say I would have these negative self-talks, guys, they were so bad. That like, there's nothing anyone outside of me that could say some shit that would make me feel as low as my own negative self-talk. And it was just paranoia, and I wasn't on top of my shit. I wasn't, man, especially when it came to because I've always wanted to get in shape, right? But I'm kind of rambling on. Let's go back a few years. From the ages of 15 to about 23, I experienced a gap of depression. Like a sentence. It was consecutive. All of those years I was depressed. And I was smoking weed. I would tell myself, because in the moment, it would feel like it was helping. But then after the first couple puffs, the effects really started to sit in. It aided my depression, right? It aided my depression. And now I'm hungry. And I already had a big bag. Guys, I'm telling you, there were times where I would eat like a 24-piece of chicken by myself from Royal Farms. But if you're on the East Coast or wherever you know where the Royal Farms is at, I would just eat for the sake of eating, right? I remember one time vividly eating a whole 12 case of Pop Pockets. The 12 pack case, not in one sitting, but like within like a span of like an hour or two, which is very much unhealthy, man. It did such a damage to me psychologically. My confidence, I didn't even have confidence, man. That shit was non-existent to me as a human being. The shit was non-existent to me as a man. And now that I'm a lot older and I understand myself and I understand life and I understand how things have affected me, this was very bad. I started hurting myself, right? For YouTube purposes, I can't really go into discretion. Hey, how's it going? As I can't really describe what I was doing, but you get the idea. You get the idea. You know what I'm saying? I would smoke and eat, and then I would get into like that darkness and then just eat. And then it was just this cycle of eating, hated myself, and then I wouldn't even go outside. And it ruined a lot for me, guys. When I say it ruined how I see myself. Because I never felt like I could function without it, right? I was like, damn, I need weed to even be able to talk to people. And then I was antisocial as hell because it made me paranoid. But it was a cataclysm of a vicious cycle. It was such a cataclysm of a vicious cycle, guys. It was so bad. And it got to the point where I became addicted to it. I literally used to be a fiend for weed. Now, I ain't never do no diddler. I'm gonna put that out there right now. I ain't never do nothing diddlish for no marijuana. But I was selling shit, right? You know how many PlayStation 4s I've had? You know what I'm saying? I probably had about a good 10 PS4s in my lifetime. And a good 80% of them got sold for weed. Because then I realized maybe I have an addictive personality. You know what I'm saying? I started diving into myself, started looking into things more. And I realized that I was a hollow shell of who I was meant to be. I wasn't even close. I wasn't even close to the person I was supposed to be. I wasn't even close to where I was supposed to be in life. And I prioritized weed so much. Sometimes I would prioritize it over my bills. I remember vividly my phone bill being due, and I'm like, shit, well, I get paid next week. I can be without cell phone service for a week just so I could be able to smoke. Weed was so bad for me, man. It was so bad for me. It did nothing great for me at all. It made me this terrible person. I did not like myself. I can honestly say maybe I didn't even know who the fuck I was. From the ages of 15 all the way up into 22, it was madness, man. And then me not having the confidence, me not having the self-esteem, the awareness of myself, and all of these good things, it was bad. Mary Jane was absolutely stepping on my toes, right? And I'm not saying this is for everybody, right? Some people can function in smoke. Not all of us can, though. And it's important to understand yourself. This is why I'm always talking about the mind. This is why I'm always talking about understanding who you are as a person. This is why I'm always promoting regaining control of self, right? This is why I'm always promoting this, because if you don't know who you are as a person, if you don't have that true idea, and this is why I'm always telling you guys, that's why I'm always promoting knowing yourself, right? Knowing what you've been through. I ran out of space, guys. I gotta clear the space, but knowing who you are, man, knowing what you've been through, knowing what you're good at and what's not good for you is imperative in a better life, man. It is so important for you to know what you're capable of and what you're not capable of on a consistent daily basis in order for you to keep going with your life, man. It is so important for you to do that, because at the end of the day, you just don't know, man. You don't know where life's going to take you, but if you don't gain control, man, you will suffer. And I'm saying that to say this, but like, guys, if you know for a fact that you can't smoke and prioritize other things, stop smoking. Because I could be real with you. I think I started smoking just because the people around me was doing it. I didn't look into it myself. It was just like, yo, here, you want to try this? Right? Understanding self, understanding peer pressure, understanding what you're going through. You are not a lame person if you decide to be sober. You got to understand, most of these people can't function. I literally couldn't function without it. I couldn't eat. My sleeping schedule was terrible. And I'm already a busybody as a person. You know what I'm saying? Hey, boss, you dropped your barbecue, man. You dropped this. Your bag's ripped, brother. Hey, you got a big old hole right there, man.
Thank you.
No problem, brother. Have a blessed one. Happy 4th. But, you know what I'm saying? But the old me wouldn't have helped that, man. I'd have been in too much of my head. Oh, what if he thinks if I go to try to help him? Probably nothing, because you're helping him. And again, guys, like I said, if you know for a fact that sober living is how you're going to maintain and prosper in your life, don't feel ashamed to be sober. Like, there's people who literally can't function without recreational and non-recreational drugs. They literally cannot function at all. And it's like, I would feel like such shit about not only about myself, but about life, if I literally couldn't function. And I felt like shit, guys. I'm telling y'all some real stuff, man. Like I said, man, in my last video, I'm not afraid to look dumb for people. Right? I think there needs to be more people like me. There needs to be more people who are willing to stand in what they believe in and stand in what they say on. There's too many cowards in the world, man. There's too many, I just want to make everybody feel comfortable type of, I'm not that guy. If you're looking for comfortability on my channel, I will have words of encouragement, but ultimately, this is for growth, right? I kind of grew up a little bit sheltered, taking care of my mom. Having a mom with dementia is crazy, you know what I'm saying? But not to get any off topic, but from 22 to 29, and I just stopped this year. And I can tell you guys, man, just in these past few days, my life is so much better, right? I'm fit, I'm in shape. I know I got the baggy tee on, man, it's hot out here. But I'm in better shape. I have my head together. I have a solid plan about my life and the way I want to take it. I'm not in my head, right? Because there's been a few times where we just had me thinking some shit that was actually goofy. I remember one time vividly. I vividly remember one time me and my cousin having a conversation, right? And my cousin said something that if you were looking at it a certain way, you would get offended. And I got offended. But then I was like, wait a minute. Let me just ask him what he means. Let me just ask him. And I asked him, he said, oh, nah, bro, that's not what I mean. And then he explained it all, looking dumb, right? Just looking dumb. Like, weed had me everywhere but where I needed to be, guys. And I'm telling you guys this because I don't want to, if you're a younger guy, gal, who watch my content, man, I don't want to see y'all go through what I've been through. This is a lot of time. This is why I make these videos, man, because I've experienced a lot of shit in real time. Like I said, growing up with a sheltered mom because she had dementia, and which ultimately led to her having Alzheimer's. I had to learn a lot early, and then there was a lot that I didn't know at motherfucking all, right? That I ended up learning about later. I ended up learning about it later. I have to move on with my life. I had to move on. I had to get a grip because certain things probably just aren't for certain people. Now, who knows what the future may hold, right? I may get in my 40s, in my 50s, you know what I'm saying? Maybe my 60s, and I'm like, you know what? I'm established. I got some things going. I'm good. You know what I mean? Let me try to light it up. But it ain't even for me, it's just like I lost while I was smoking in the first place. Right? This is more like a yap session. You feel me? I legit lost while I was smoking. Because I had no real reason from the jump. It would aid me at times, but it did way more damage. Guys, it did way more damage. You know what I'm saying? Than it did good. It did so much more damage than it did good. It's not even funny. Right? And I don't want you guys to go through that, man. And if I can help somebody avoid that, man, that would be awesome, guys. That would be awesome. You don't gotta smoke to be cool. You don't gotta smoke to be cool. You don't gotta drink to be cool. You don't gotta pop no pills to be cool. A lot of the times we be seeing ourselves poison, expecting it to hurt the other person. Even if we ain't expecting to hurt nobody or anything of that nature, man. I just want to see everybody be better, man. Because like I said, that's what I promote on this channel. Being a better person, right? Learning from your mistakes, growing your mindset, sharpening your mind, getting closer with God. This is the stuff I promote. And I'm not backing down from it because it don't get the most likes off the rip and it don't get the most views. But I know there's people out there resonating with it because they're watching it and they're liking it and they're taking in the content. I hope that this is reaching somebody, and I know that it will. I know it'll reach somebody. I know it'll get them somewhere. I know it'll help. I got to do what I got to do. I got to do what I got to do, and you got to do what you got to do, guys. If you need to stop doing something that's in your gut, I can't tell you that. Only you know this. But if you know that you're doing something in your gut that is not aiding you, and it's actually a liability, then you know what you got to do, guys. It's your boy Ozzy, man. Go ahead and hit that like button. Comment. Let me know what you think about the video. Get in that comment section if this video resonated with you. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if maybe there's some topics you want your boy to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed this. This was pretty therapeutic for me. I'm hoping that this resonates with somebody. I know it will. I know it'll get somebody out the shambles. I know it'll get somebody. You know what? Let me really lock in. I'm sending out nothing but blessings, man. Happy 4th. And until next time, guys.